Yeah, these lights look really good now. Much better. Why, don't you think that they look good?
I do.
I think they look awesome. Much better than when I did it. Because when I did it, it was a disaster. So they were really, really foggy, and then I did some sanding on it, and then it really didn't work really well because it got really, really foggy, and I used 2 quarts of sandpaper, and by doing that I scratched the heck out of the the plastic.
So 3 months ago,
Yeah.
3 months ago, I knew these headlights were really bad. You had to have them on bright to even see anything driving at night.
Yep.
So I did a search online and found this guy who figured it out, and I sent the YouTube channel to Virginia. Don't ask me the name of it.
Oh, by the way, make sure you look at
I wouldn't
like
tell you because it didn't really
YouTube people
work.
because they tell you different stuff and a lot of them are wrong.
So she bought this whole kit and paid up, and
Yeah, I bought all this fancy schmancy stuff, and
it didn't work. But anyway,
well, I had the right concept.
yeah.
I mean, I had the right idea. You're supposed to like sand it and stuff like that, but there's a process, and you're only supposed to use water. I used
Nothing.
other stuff. No, I used other stuff.
No, you didn't
I had-
start using anything. So you're supposed to, well, anyway, she started with 600, 800, 1,000, and it didn't change anything, and then polish, and it didn't change anything.
Right.
So I had the brilliant idea to go to 320 and then down. Well, 320, according to my nephew, who's very good at this and does this, and actually rescued them to this stage now where we can actually see at night on normal lights, which is good. But he
said, oh, they can be fixed, but you scratched the hell out of it.
yeah, he was
I
like
was like, wow, yep, sure did.
commenting about how goofy we were for scratching them. Because,
Right.
you know, I work with wood. 320 is a pretty, you know,
Right.
it's not an 800. It's, I mean, it's not an 80.
though? You know, it's interesting. I mean, it still had yellow stuff on it, so it's still foggy. So even after the 320, it still had a lot of stuff. So I mean,
320
really,
didn't even do it. He sanded, used wet sandpaper. There's wet and dry sandpaper. So he
Right.
sprayed them with water,
I never used wet.
and then he sanded them,
Yep.
and you could see the yellow coming up, and then he wiped them down.
So he started with 500 or 600, 500, then he went to 1,000, then he went to 2,000, then he went to 3,000, he went to 5,000. Everything was wet. He was totally wet sanding it, and then he would just spray it like this with water, and it would all come down. So he wiped it a couple of times with a nice cloth, and then he sprayed, and then he sanded with his hand with wet sandpaper.
Well, not
and
his
then
hand,
he'd spray it with
but
water.
sandpaper under his hand.
Right,
He didn't use a
sandpaper.
tool. Well, actually, he did use a tool.
He did. He buffed it at the end, and he went like this so it didn't splatter everywhere. So when he had the stuff on, he had it on the thing. He put the
Well, that's the
wax
buffing
on
part.
it.
She's
Right.
okay.
Right.
These are the stages. Wet sandpaper. I think he started
500.
with. Okay, she's saying 500. It could have been 300. I don't know. She's saying 500, 800, 1,000, then 5,000. And each time he did it,
1,000, 3,000, 5,000.
anyway, he kept looking for clear to get the
Right.
yellow, foggy stuff off of it. And eventually he did. Then after that, he took the pad on a drill and polished them.
Right. And then
And
that
that
was
sealed
the
it.
last stage.
So that was that's good. And
So it should last, he said, for the lifetime of the car. The car has 220,000 miles on it.
car's almost 20
So
years
he
old.
said another 100,000. He says you probably shouldn't have to do the lights again, but I know now. I know how to do it. So always with wet sandpaper. The dry sandpaper scratches the heck out of it.
So this was a real learning
But I love it. It's
lesson for
beautiful.
us, which is great. So we're imparting that lesson to you
Right.
guys too. So don't stop trying just because you make a mistake. There's always somebody who really knows what
And
to
they can
do.
fix it. Thank God it got fixed. Thank you, Lord.
And he works in like it's not an auto body shop, but they do work on big equipment and refurbish big equipment, whether it's metal, plastic, wood. They refurbish things, and he knew exactly what to do. So
saved it.
there is an answer out there. And now
Hallelujah.
these lights
Awesome.
cost about $400, right, a piece. I don't even know if you can get them.
Well, I don't know if the lights are different either because it's an old car. It's a 2004 Lexus RX 330. And I don't think, I mean, I found them, but doesn't mean that it's not going to happen to the same thing, because now, he said the plastic is different.
Uh-huh.
So this
So
plastic
also,
is crappy.
He also said that we could replace the light bulbs themselves.
Oh yeah, in there, which was...
with an LED, because these were pre-LED, almost 20 years now, pre-LED. Everything's LED now. Well,
or even a brighter
so we
bulb.
could make them even brighter, which it's up to
Made
you.
a
It's
huge
your car.
Made a huge difference in the light, so.
Anyway, it was a good deal. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching. See us next
Two
week.
women in tools. With tools.
Yeah.
Tools, whatever.
Whatever.